Hi there, this is Kevin from Health Agent Academy. I have had the distinct privilege of helping literally at this point hundreds of insurance agents either with training on how to be successful in their jobs or their businesses as an agent, and then also I've had the privilege of helping quite a few agents get up and running with their license. So in this video, my goal here is to show you how to get an insurance license in the state of Oklahoma for a resident producer. And what that means is you have to be a resident of the state of Oklahoma in order to get a resident producer license in Oklahoma. If you live outside of Oklahoma and you want to get a license for the state of Oklahoma, you just have to first, if you have not already, get a license in your home state, and then you can get what's called a non-resident producer license, but you have to first start in your state. So just again, want to make sure I got the right folks watching this the video. And then also what we're really going over here is focusing primarily on how to get the life and health lines of authority for the state of Oklahoma as a resident producer. But the key here is you can use these steps if you're looking to get more into property and casualty, general lines type licenses, but we're going to focus primarily on life and health, but this could be helpful for you if you're looking for a different line of authority. And if you're looking for a different line of authority, it's not bad to have life and health in your back pocket as well. I always think that the more well-rounded as an insurance professional you can be, the more clients you can help, which provides you not just the ability to help your clients more, but it's also a cross-sell opportunity for you as the agent, which means you, of course, can make a better living. So let's talk about the steps here to get your license in Oklahoma, which we'll go into more depth, and I also have the steps down below as well, just so you can see how all this works. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to sign up for a pre-licensing course, and there's different ways you can go about it. I really recommend that you do it online. If you're like me, when I was getting my license, I had a job and a whole different other field other than insurance. So it was just nice having the ability to have the flexibility, I should say, to I could knock out a few chapters and a few lessons when I had time, as opposed to having to show up at a specific time. So I definitely like the flexibility of doing it online. One of the nice things about this online world we live in these days. Then you need to schedule your exam. So it's good. Just have it on the calendar. I think it does create a little bit of urgency, because even though the nice thing about doing your license, pre-licensing course, I should say, online, is that you have the flexibility, but the hard part is it's easy to push off. So the nice part about scheduling your exam is that you have it on a calendar, there's a hard deadline, and you kind of force yourself to study because you know that exam is coming up. And I'll be honest with you, it's not an easy exam, but it is definitely passable. Everyone that has a license has passed the exam. So don't want to belabor that too much, but then you also have to apply for your license. So there is an application process. It's pretty simple. It goes through the National Insurance Producer Registry. That's how Oklahoma does it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. And then you want to pass your test. So the key is, we'll go into some more depth on that, but it's, like I said, it's not an easy test, but it definitely is passable. And we'll show you some ways to help increase your chances of doing that. And then you want to print out your license. So when all this hard work is done, getting your license, you want to have it printed out, so that way you've got evidence of it. You can always show it to clients, and you'll be off and running with your new career. So before we get into more about the exam, I really want to show you the steps of how all this works. So in the state of Oklahoma, what I would do is go to the insurance, the Oklahoma Insurance Department, I should say. That's what Oklahoma refers to as their governing body that oversees insurance licensing. Every state has a slightly different name. But in Oklahoma, what I would do is, just to make sure that none of the requirements have changed, I would go over here to, and I've got the link down below, to the licensing and education page. I would go over here to how to apply, and just check the process, prepare the exam, schedule the exam, apply for the license, just in case like the vendors change or anything like that nature. But it's good just to double check that you've got all your ducks in a row. Now, on their site, they include they as in Office of or the Insurance Department in Oklahoma has pre-licensing exam prep vendors. They've got a good list here. You could go through, pick whichever one you want. I've got one I'll recommend here to you in a minute, and I'll show you why I recommend the one by showing you another one. So this is not the one I necessarily recommend, although I'm sure they do a great job, so I'm not disparaging this particular company, but just for demonstration purposes. So if I go over here to this particular company, and this is what a lot of companies will do. So in Oklahoma, for Life and Health, for the online course, the way they do it is they charge a base price, but it just comes with the online course and video lectures. But then if you want to do the practice exam, which, again, that's going to be good because it's going to give you a better shot of passing the test, hopefully the first time. But then if you want things like study manual and flashcards and some audio information, they're going to charge you much higher. So, and that's not uncommon when you're picking. So it's industry standard. I'm not disparaging this company. I'm sure they do a great job. But just know that there is a cost when you're adding on these factors, which there is a good value to. I'm not going to lie. Having a study manual and having flashcards with the study manual, whether it's part of the online course or an actual hard book, either way, something that helps you learn the concepts is definitely beneficial. And flashcards, again, even if it's just online, so it's kind of quizzing you, and practice exams, that's all really helpful. And here, they do charge you extra for that. So the reason I'm showing you this company is there's another company who I have been referring people to looking to get a license coach. Not all states show pass rates, but Florida, where Health Agent Academy is based out of, the state of Florida does give the pass rates, and License Coach has some of the highest pass rates in the business, and they do a very good job with their product, and it's a good value as well for the money. So if I go over here to insurance certification, get the course, so the Oklahoma Life and Health, which I had selected Oklahoma. You may have to go to a page and select the state. Either way, no biggie. Go down here to add to cart. Then I go over here to the checkout page. Of course, you probably just want one for yourself. It's $149, which is definitely a good deal, because just to show you what you're getting for the $149. So you get the online study manual, you get the video content, you get the cram sheets, which are basically like ways of, we'll say a Cliff Notes type product. You get the audio library of information. They give you the flashcards. They've got some other things. I'm not sure how much people use the social media tools at this point in time. I haven't really heard people talk about it too much, but could have value to it. Testing Center Hyperlink, although I'll give you that. But either way, you can see a lot of the stuff that was being charged by the other company in the higher package is all included in the $149 package with them. So also, if we go over here to checkout, and I'll include the link below, but they do have a coupon code which you can save $10, which, hey, $10 is $10. So it's nice to save a little bit of money. And again, I got the link and the coupon code down below. So this is who I use. You can use, of course, whoever you want, but it's who I use, and they do a good job with their product. So next step you're going to need to do is make sure to schedule your exam. So PSI is the vendor. Quite a few states use PSI. Oklahoma is definitely one of them. So you want to come on here, and you're going to register for the examination and schedule it and all that. So you just use these links here to schedule your exam. You got to first register, which it's pretty self-explanatory, and then you just pick the testing center nearest you and you pick a time. I do recommend trying to schedule it pretty early out. So if you register for your pre-licensing course, I would say go ahead and schedule 2 to 3 weeks out. And then just make sure you check what their policies are for rescheduling. I don't remember exactly what PSI's reschedule policy was. Scheduling and rescheduling. Actually, let's see. Reschedule. Whoops, misspelled that. 2 business days. That's standard. Some of the other companies I've seen do something similar. So within 2 business days, you can reschedule it. So I would try to reschedule it for 2 to 3 weeks after you start your pre-licensing course, just to give yourself a little bit of pressure, to friendly pressure, of course. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but then just make sure that, like, let's say it's on a Thursday that you are taking the test. Come Monday, if you don't feel comfortable with it, I'd go ahead and reschedule it for another time. But try not to keep rescheduling and rescheduling. Try to hold yourself to at least getting out there and doing it, because I've found with quite a few agents that I've worked with, the more that there's a hard calendar date and the less negotiable it is, of course, unless something major happens. But just in general speaking, the more you have that kind of hard due date, so to speak, of you have a test and it's coming and you're going to take it, you're going to work a little harder. At least most people I've found do, with the pre-licensing course. So you get it through it faster and you just feel better about yourself. And it's a lot of times we work better under deadlines and pressure, kind of like when we were in school. So again, you schedule your test here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to apply for your license. So, and I've got the link for this down below as well. So this is the National Insurance Producer Registry. Quite a few states use the NIPR for applying. This is just their terms and conditions. Go down here, accept, and then you just put in here what you're applying for. So of course we're applying for, or you would be most likely applying in Oklahoma using this, not as a business. A business is usually as an agency. Usually if you're doing this for yourself, you're applying as an individual. Business would be more like, if you can envision an agency of some sort, which is a business entity, as opposed to the people working there who are agents, those are individuals. So whether you work for an agency or you're working out of your house or whatever the case is, you would be an individual. So even if you schedule, or even if you decide you want to create your own agency, the business is going to be separate from the individual. So you would still have an individual license for yourself. So again, what we're showing you here is for an individual license. So what do you want to do? You want to apply for a new license, add a line of authority, which of course your line of authority is going to be for life and health, what we're showing you here, although you could use it for other purposes in Oklahoma. So you can see here, this is the list of who all uses this site, which you see a lot of yeses. So pretty much every state, not every state, but a lot of states use this particular registry to sign up for your application. So once you do that, you're gonna give them a little bit of time to process your application. You'll need to have, of course, evidence, which the test site will send the fact that you passed the exam. So you do have to go to the exam center, one of course near you. So once you pass the test, you're going to have the results sent to the state. They send them for you typically. It's usually a good idea just to follow up on it. In my experience, the process usually works pretty well, but every now and then, we're all imperfect human beings, and the system does have imperfect human beings who, in good faith, sometimes stuff just slips through the cracks. So it's a good idea just to check with the state if you're not hearing back in the times that they're saying they're going to get back to you. They do say give it a couple weeks on the site, so give it a couple weeks, but it's not a bad idea just to call, follow up. Hey, just want to make sure you got all my information, that you got my application and whatnot. So once you're set and you're in the system, you're going to go to the licensee lookup, which you could theoretically look up anyone. This is just a helpful hint. If you're ever talking to a client and they say, how do I know you're legitimate? You could send them to this website once you have your license, and they can look you up. They can see that you are a licensed agent. They can see what lines of authority you have and all that good information. So it helps to add credibility when they're looking you up. And this is on the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, which is what the Oklahoma Department of Insurance uses for their particular, database, I should say. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But you look yourself up, and you're all set. So now you're licensed, and you can start getting appointments, and appointments are contracts that you would get with insurance carriers in order to sell their products. Always make sure you have appointments properly before you start representing insurance companies. They don't like it if you're representing them and you're not supposed to, because remember, as a producer, you're essentially what you'll learn in the course is you're contracting the insurance companies with clients. So they want to make sure that their people have what are called appointments, which are just essentially contracts to be able to write that insurance business. So what I would also like to just point out is before you're able to print out your license, of course, you have to finish the exam. And there's just a few things I like to tell everybody about the exam. Now, the exam, it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's definitely a difficult exam. It's probably one of the hardest tests you'll take, but it's not impossible. So one of the biggest pieces of advice I give to everyone is make sure that you have the concepts down and not just try to regurgitate the information. So, and I know the two different companies I had shown you, they both had the option of flashcards. Definitely try to remember the concept more than try to regurgitate the exact definition. Because what you'll find is when you take the state exam, and every state is like this, they want to make sure that you know the concept, that you're not just regurgitating facts. Now, one of the things I like about License Coach, that sometimes people actually complain about, but I think this is actually a really good thing, is that sometimes future agents will say, well, the practice test isn't matching what they taught, like the exact definitions. Well, that's actually a good thing, because when you go to take the state exam, it's not going to be the exact definitions. You're going to have to know the concepts to be able to make sure that you are selecting the right answers based on not just, again, regurgitating definitions, but that you really understand the meaning behind what it is, whatever the concept is. So my recommendation is, if you've got certain concepts that you just really don't understand, one of the best ways to learn something is to teach it. So I would take a friend or a family member who is not in the insurance business and try to explain in terms that they can understand whatever it is that you're having trouble with. Because if you can explain it in simple layman's terms, that means you really understand the actual concept, and you're not just regurgitating textbook definitions. So this is also good practice, because when you're dealing with clients aren't going to buy from someone, and I've seen this mistake made by a lot of agents, that clients don't just buy because you have a lot of knowledge and you're just spitting out a bunch of facts that came from a textbook. They usually glaze over and say, just email that to me, I'll think about it. Clients want someone that's going to explain a concept to them in simple language, not talking down to them, of course, but simple language that makes it easy for them. So the more you can explain things to friends and family members while you're studying for the test, and you can make it simple and it makes sense to them, you're just helping yourself when you're actually talking to clients and selling them insurance policies. So it's definitely a beneficial skill to have. And that will, of course, help you not just in the exam, but help you long-term in your insurance career. So I want to thank you for being on this presentation. So if you found this helpful, I would ask that you either leave a comment below or subscribe, or give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And then also, you can go to healthagentacademy.com for more information, and also have a resource guide that we'll give to you complimentary. And I would like to really just wish you the best of luck in your new insurance career. So thank you for making it all the way through this video, and I wish you nothing but the best. Thanks.